Can we say good evening and continue? Thank you. So what is the busy confusion of the discussion? Okay. Exams ongoing? Ongoing. Shall I ask you what I was ongoing? Topics. History, geography. History. Are you still with that chapter? Still? Yes. So if we finish non-cooperation, we have to start with CBSE. Just check in the notes what was the last heading that I did. That is done, na? Then we have to start with the civil disobedience. Right. Check the last notes what I have given for suspension. Sorry, Chairman, did I give you fully? Yes. Okay. So just check as per the UT volume or as per our okay. Towards civil disobedience, did we write any intro for your chapter? Also write down the heading and of the civil disobedience movement. We have done Rawat Act, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, related notes also. We have done that 4 groups now. 1, 2, 3. And CDF will also go into that 4. Reasons we have done. Plantation. Oh, good. Sitaram Almuri Raju. Yes. You can forget it. Bullet cannot trespass him, but he was killed by the bullet. Okay. So write down 2 lines, then I will start. Suspension of NCM. Suspension of NCM was not a collective decision. It was not a collective decision. Except Mahatma Gandhi. Except Mahatma Gandhi. Other leaders. Except Mahatma Gandhi. Other leaders were not in the view of its suspension. Except Mahatma Gandhi, other leaders were not in the view of its suspension. View of suspension. Of suspension. Second point. Hey, do you have a textbook anybody? Just pass it. Thank you. Gandhiji during the suspension of next point.
So
this is the first one.
Towards
Yes. Gandhiji, during the suspension of NCM, gave a direct hint or given a direct hint for a wider and a more comprehensive movement. For a wider, more comprehensive. Have you heard this word robust? No. With a robust approach, of suspension of taxes.
It's RODRA.
Yes, suspension of taxes. Robust approach of suspension of taxes, known as CDA. Known as CDA. CDM. Robust approach of suspension of taxes, known as CDA. The most popular, yes. The most popular event of CDM. Check if there are any problems. Event of CDM was that of salt satyagraha. You write Gandhi March. Salt satyagraha you write Gandhi March. Okay. If you understand NCM and civil disobedience, what is a marked difference? Do you understand?
Sir, we have to write this in under the subheading civil disobedient movement, right?
Yes, that's what we are doing. Civil disobedience movement, CDM. Two words.
So what was your question?
Now, what is the basic difference between NCM and CDM?
When NCM people did not cooperate with the government and civil disobedience movement, they started making rules.
Okay, very good. In fact, I was just checking Google only. Champaran Satyagraha is considered to be the first one for civil disobedience. That was related to workers, the plantation workers. Who's this Krish? Come again. Hey, who's this Krish man who's coming into my room? Wait. Is there anyone from our class? Krish?
Hello, sir.
Are you a part of my lecture, man?
Huh?
You wanted which lecture?
This is a trial class, so I think SST.
You are entering the SAT lectures, is it?
Huh?
Which lecture are you entitled for?
For SST.
You are due for which lecture?
My trial. This is my trial class. So I don't know.
You check with the coordinator. Are you in the right Zoom room? Because
Yeah, it shows SST.
this is 10th CBSE history lectures going on.
Yeah, CBSE. Yes, sir. Yes.
You're a new student, Krish, are you?
No, this is my trial class for like
Come to the
regarding the.
clearly. I can't see you because only one part of the face is visible. Come back, come back. Are you joining for the first time with me, Krish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, then you are at the right field. So you put the heading called Nationalism in India and write the heading towards civil disobedience.
Yes, sir.
Towards civil disobedience. I was just explaining the difference between what do you call it, NCM and the civil disobedience. The Chowri Chowra incident has made Gandhiji forcibly to suspend this program. Except Gandhiji, no other leaders were ready because NCM was very popular and it took roots in all parts of India. But then Gandhiji had a very stubborn approach. Was he right or was he wrong? No idea. You have to check with him. She's saying right. How? How? Then why did he suspended it? Anything? Lisha?
Why?
I believe it was right because he believed in the principle of non-violence.
Good. Because this is how you have to put up your opinion. Yes.
It was right. Because violence was increasing, so
Violence was increasing. How many violence? There is only one.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other? I want to. According to him, he said it is correct. Because the very essence of the program was non-violence. If that program has become violent, Gandhiji might have said it's okay, next time we'll see, let the program continue. What might happen? One more an incident like this might happen. Correct? So he has nipped the bud right from its growth. What is that word in English called? Nipping the bud. Bud and flower, So nip the bud before it becomes that is the reason. So Gandhiji was knowing that suspending NCM might give a relaxation to the British. But he gave a clue. What was the clue? And I'm going to launch a program which is more robust, more comprehensive, maybe more, we can say, better than NCM. There, as he was explaining non-cooperation, here it is non-payment of taxes. What is the big difference if I say non-payment of taxes? No government can run even for a single day if I suspend the taxes.
There would be a big loss of.
There will be a big loss. Very good. Can you name any commodities from which the British government was earning high? It was the cotton. It was an alcohol commodities. It was indigo. It can be any other cash plantation. Correct. So now the Gandhiji is saying, although we have suspended the program called non-cooperation, don't worry. I have introduced a program which is far more going to be effective than NCM. Even today, if I say I'm not going to pay the taxes, correct? The government might not have a big influence because I am the only person who is not going to pay the taxes. There are thousands of people who are paying it. Government might put some sanctions on it, penalty, legal sanctions, and so on. But if whole Indians say we will not pay the taxes, what will happen to the government? It is so difficult. So this is what Gandhiji made. And there were several commodities Gandhiji put in a list, but the first commodity Gandhiji selected was salt. Why salt was very important?
It was main main ingredient in every house.
Very good. Anything else? Harish, want to?
It's like salt was an important part for every citizen in India.
Commodity. In fact, I say the commodities of a mass appeal. What is mass appeal? Everyone consumes it. And it's a very basic good. If Gandhiji is selecting that good and trying to say we will not pay the taxes on salt, it will have a far-reaching impact. Everyone will understand. If I select a commodity which is only consumed by rich people, only rich will be talking, very good, taxes we will not pay. Who will be the poor? They will be paying the taxes because those commodities they are not consuming. So always Gandhiji's viewpoint was to bring a which appeal? Mass appeal. What is the word mass appeal? Every Indian should feel that they are a part of any movement launched by Gandhiji. Before the arrival of Gandhiji, this was not the Congress. Congress used to discuss within them. Only the elite people, what are elite, the educated, they will only discuss, they will only understand, and they will only go. Can we call that program a national movement then? No. So Gandhiji selected salt. So he took 78 followers. from an ashram called Sabarmati. Have you gone Sabarmati? It is the coastal town of Gujarat. From there, he walked close to 230 miles and he reached a place called Dandi. Although only 78 followers. नहीं कृष अच्छा हाँ वो मुझे पता है ठीक है मतलब है हाँ तो although there are only 78 followers, but on the way, Gandhiji attended various, public rallies, gatherings, and the numbers increase and increase and increase. What is good thing about Gandhi? The entire march was on the walk. So he could meet the people, he could, discuss, he could explain what is civil disobedience, he could convince the people. If you could have taken a car from Dandi, from Sabarmati directly to, how many followers might have gained? Correct. So this is that mark of the great man called Mahatma Gandhi. So Dandi March was a huge success. Many people ask the people, sir, ये salt सत्याग्रह बोलते हैं गांधी जी ने किया क्या उधर से? टाटा नमक का पैकेट थोड़ी खरीदा थे. Correct. हाँ. He made the salt, not he. Generally the followers might have made, and he took a handful of salt and said to the people, sir, today onwards we promise that we will not pay taxes on the commodity called salt. So this was such a huge success. Then the same CDN followed in different commodities. It might be liquor, it might be jute, it might be indigo, etc., etc. So this is the program which has really displaced which program? The non-cooperation movement. Understood, everyone? So is non-cooperation movement better than the is CDM better than the non-cooperation? In which aspect?
More people are
More
joined.
widespread, more comprehensive, and more defective to the British administration. Ncm had its own success. We are not saying it is not. But then the program which displays was more better than the Ncm. Is it okay? So towards civil disobedience movement, we are not going to talk about civil disobedience, but how Gandhiji suspended Ncm and how he entered into CDM. Is it okay? Okay. Let's allow what's her name? She is going to read. She's going to read from the volume. Hey Krish, you have got your volume, UT volume with you?
Are you talking about the NCRT?
Okay, you pick up your NCRT textbook. It is there in the NCRT textbook. So I'm going to explain each and every line. So it is on page number NCRT textbook 38. Come on, you read.
Yes. Towards civil in February 1922, Mahatma Gandhi decided to withdraw the non-cooperation movement. He felt the movement was turning violent in many places, and Satyagrahis needed to be properly trained before they would be ready for mass struggles. Within the Congress, some leaders were by now tired of mass struggles and wanted to participate in elections to the provincial councils that had been set up by the Government of India Act of 1919. They felt that it was important to oppose British policies within the councils, argue for reform, and also demonstrate that these councils were not truly independent. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed this minority within the Congress to argue for a return to
Full form of C.R. Chittaranjan Das, very popular leader. Carry on.
But younger leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose and for more radical mass agitation and for
Underline the word radical mass agitation. I simply explained about radical means very, we can say active. It is not very passive like, right? Your generation and my generation, mera to chala bhi, past generation, you are the future. Whatever we say, you say ready now. We are ready for the action. Bolo kabhi karna hai. If you tell the same thing to me, ठीक है, कल सोचेंगे. पर तुम्हारा मम्मी और पापा और भी आ गए. हाँ, okay, we'll decide. So radical means the young leaders. It was Das, it was Nehru, it was Subhash Chandra Bose. They said, okay, you have taken away which program? NCM. Give us a program which might be more robust, which might be more active. Okay, let's see. What was it?
in such a situation of internal debate and dissension, two factors again shaped Indian politics towards the late 1920s. The first was the effect of the worldwide economic depression. agricultural prices began to fall from 1926 and collapsed after 1930.
Okay, the depression was in which country? 1929? America. What was the depression called as? Very good. Who pulled America out of the depression?
Britain.
America का depression or Britain की depression? What was the depression, by the way? I don't understand. Very good. What it is?
America was into
Very good. Very. What exactly? I don't understand.
I think there was a marked fall in the stock market of
Stock market. Very good. Krish, understand the depression. Good boy. Which year it was? 1929-30. Why it was known as world or economic depression? Because America's banks collapsed, industries come to an end, unemployment increased. Suddenly the money value of America is going down. ऐसा हुआ क्या? What did America do during the Second World War? World War I, not the Second World War actually. America was producing increased amount of wheat to supply to all the European countries, but it never felt इतना wheat increase कर लेगा, सामने purchase भी तो चाहिए, correct? And every country also started producing wheat of their own. Suddenly the export of America came to a rapid decline. So whatever the wheat production was done, it was not to be exported. और America ने import भी ban भी कर दिया, wheat import नहीं करेगा. So suddenly what happened? All the commercial farmers who have taken loan from whom? From the banks, they have suspended their payment. Once they suspend the payment, where will the bank go? Banks are into bad debts. You know what are bad debts? So they lost all their money. Since they lost all their money, international stock currency of the American value gone down. America started asking money from all the countries who had taken loan from America. For example, yesterday, if you have read Economics Times, which you may not be liking, it said the American currency compared to Indian currency has hit the highest. 79, almost 80 rupees. That's right, guys are reading it. Good. $1 you have to pay 80 rupees. So Nehru runs told me, sir, तो अच्छा है ना, तो 80 rupees मिल रहा. हमको नहीं मिल रहा, American को मिल रहा. अगर तो 2 महीने पहले अगर कुछ एग्रीमेंट किया अमेरिका से 75 रुपीस या 76 रुपीस था, अभी सडनली तुझे एक्स्ट्रा 4 रुपीस पे करना पड़ रहा है. किसको? अमेरिकन को. So is it India is losing that money? So that is how the American currency fell down. It was Germany which was paying the money back to the countries by taking loan from America. So America suddenly stopped the loan. What did Germany do? Printed the currency notes. You remember? To buy a hyperinflation. Very good. She remembers that word. To buy a pack of a bread, you need to carry cart full of currency. अभी जैसे आपकी मम्मी 100 रुपीस देते बेटा ब्रेड और बटर लेकर आप फिर भी आ जाता है. But mommy gives you 2 थाइला of currency. बेटा इस थाइला से ब्रेड आ जाएगा, इस थाइले से बटर आ जाएगा. अब बोलेगा इसको उठाएगा कौन? तू लेके जाना. So that was a trouble to Germany. So there was a person called, not a person, he was a then president of America called as Woodrow Wilson. He programmed or he chalked out a program called New Deal program. Slowly America came out of that Great Depression. Correct? So even I think 91, 92, I don't remember exactly, there was a big company in America called Lehman Brothers. Collapse हुआ. Except India, the world economy was in shatters. And very good finance minister we had. Now the so-called Chidambaram. He's into all sorts of trouble, P. Chidambaram. And Manmohan Singh was also there. So they had pulled India out of the depression slowly. Because India, American dollar पे ज़्यादा dependent नहीं था उस time पर. अभी भी नहीं है. But then these depressions keep coming. Like whatever Sri Lanka is going through. It is going through the biggest trouble. Okay, now we have Ranil Wickremesinghe. He's the present Prime Minister of President of Sri Lanka. The ex-Prime Minister ran to Singapore because people entered into the Prime Minister Bangla, into the President. They did not see all kinds of nuisance things are going on. So why we all this saying? Because now India is going through serious trouble, and Britain government needs money from India, and suddenly Gandhiji is launching which one? Suspension of taxes. Don't you think British will be badly affected? So this is the importance or the dictatorship, or I cannot say use the word dictatorship, the statesmanship of the great leader called Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, yes.
Sir, America में banks collapse हो गए, पूरे वर्ल्ड को इस तरह
Because they were using the American currency. अभी मैंने अमेरिका से $1 million लिया है, for example. If I have to pay 75 rupees, it was quite okay. Suddenly it has gone to 80 rupees. In $1, I am paying 5 rupees extra. $1 million, $5 million it is pay extra. Correct? That $5 million India लाएगा कहाँ से? Earlier the interest rate was only 12%. Now it could have asked 16%. Principal has gone up, that's fine. Even the interest is also going up. So India will be in trouble. Correct? So that's why we say over dependence on any foreign currency for a country like developing countries, it's quite difficult. Now many people are predicting now Pakistan might be in the next picture. What Sri Lanka is going through now, we will see Pakistan also. But India has to be a little bit careful. Why India may not ask for such depression, but then अगर पाकिस्तान को कुछ भी तकलीफ हो तो वो तकलीफ इंडिया को देना ट्राई करता है. Like yesterday, one of the person all the way from Pakistan crossed into the borders of India. Have you seen the news? Without knowing the lady's house where, Nupur Sharma. He came out all the way from Pakistan to cut her head. उसको नुपुर शर्मा किधर रहती है, क्या करती है, कुछ नहीं मालूम. But भाई साहब पाकिस्तान से आ गया अंदर घुस गया. Is caught by the BSF, Border Security Force, and is punished by the Indian law. But उसको पूछा किधर रहती है, नहीं मालूम है. उसका घर किधर है वो भी नहीं मालूम. But मैं आया है उसका गला काटने. Look at the, because she has issued some statement against the Prophet woman. नहीं मालूम है, that was long back.
Citizen था या कोई और?
He was a Pakistani fellow. He came to punish Nupur Sharma all the way from Pakistan. अभी इतना innocent बंदा को हम कैसे समझाएंगे? है ना? अरे उसका मैप ले ले, वो किधर रहती है, उसको कुछ भी नहीं मालूम. He's time and again saying to the police, I come here to punish her. But you know where she lives? No idea. Where is her house? No idea. फिर जाएगा किस उसको? मतलब how beautifully they have brainwashed him. Correct? So these are certain things might push India into serious trouble. Correct? Let's proceed.
Sir, but in Pakistan, if we compare US dollars, so the prices are very high. So
Very high,
we
very
would,
high. In 1 kg of tomato might be giving rise to
sir,
100.
it's 225 rupees.
I'm so sorry. Price of sugar close to 300. You cannot buy chicken 1 kg. It's close to 700 rupees. 700 rupees of Pakistan. Imagine.
But they might be experiencing, sir, problem.
More trouble. But we just pray to the God that our neighbor should not face the problem what another neighbor is already facing. But अभी उनका country है, उनका leaders है ना? We can only suggest them. Suddenly वो बीच में से एक बंदा चिल्लाएगा, कश्मीर हमारा है, हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे. मैं बोलेगा यार खाने के लिए रोटी नहीं है, कश्मीर बाद में देखेंगे. नहीं, कश्मीर के लिए हम अपना जान दे देंगे. वैसे भी तुम जान देने के लिए तैयार है, फिर किधर है तुम्हारे पास खाने के लिए, है ना? इतना प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, but suddenly a war cry will come. We will fight to the last blood. मैंने बोला क्यों? To take Kashmir.
Where does Pakistan also depend on foreign?
Yeah, definitely. अच्छा, अगर आप इतना interested है, there is an international body called FATF. Anybody knows what is FATF?
Financial.
Very good. Financial Action Task Force. It is from Europe. It has put Pakistan for not more than 7 years in the grey list of the countries. Grey list मतलब कोई भी international country अभी loan नहीं देगा इसको. For 7 years, Pakistan is there. And now if the problem continues, it might put into blacklist. Once Pakistan gets into blacklist, then the trouble will be 100 times what it is facing now. America has stopped loan, China has stopped all the projects, and they are wanting the currency and the investment back. अभी क्या करेगा? And this time, many Pakistanis were advertising कि हम grey list से बाहर आएगा. उसने अभी double warning दिया है FATF ने. और 1 साल के अंदर तुम टेररिज्म और टेररिस्ट के ऊपर एक्शन नहीं लिया, नेक्स्ट ईयर विल बी पुश्ड इनटू ब्लैकलिस्ट. ब्लैकलिस्ट मतलब अभी समझ लो जैसे आपका बैंक अकाउंट में आपको फ्रीज कर दिया, तो आप करेगा. ऑलरेडी पाकिस्तान प्राइम मिनिस्टर व्हेन इमरान खान ही वाज गिविंग द पार्लियामेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ऑन लोन्स, शादी के लिए वो दे रहा था. मेनी ऑफ हिज कार ही सोल्ड आउट. बोलता कि ये सब प्राइम मिनिस्टर का इतना कार करने का, चलो बेचो और फाइनेंस करो. वो कंट्री का हालत इतना अच्छा है. Then on the top they will all do all kinds of वो क्या बोलते हैं doomsday business. हम ये कर लेंगे, वो कर लेंगे, रशिया को सपोर्ट देंगे. अरे रशिया को सपोर्ट देने के बाद तेरा सपोर्ट कौन करेगा, पहले वो सोच. Correct. So these are on the front of economics, but let us understand what was India during British.
As the demands for agricultural goods fell and exports declined, Peasants found it difficult to sell their harvest and pay their revenue.
Hmm.
By 1930, the countryside was in turmoil.
Okay, underline that was in turmoil. What is turmoil? You can write financial trouble or financial crisis. Carry on.
Should I read silent commission?
Yeah, please.
Silent
Hey, this girl want to read. I'll give it to her. Give it to her. Now she has become very lazy now.
The Simon Commission. Against this background, the new Tory government in Britain constituted a
Who is this Tory? A new prime minister has come. I think it's John or some KK23 his name. And now what is he doing? He is sending a commission to India. The commission is all ready to, study the problems of India. But the commission is coming all the way from London. Not a single member belongs to India. And these are normally, even now also, some people say these are suit boot people. You know who are suit boot? Suit boot means those people who are born and brought up in London. How will they understand the problems of India? It's like if you remember that Thunberg, Greta Thunberg, that 12 or 13-year-old girl, all the way from Czechoslovakia, some part of Europe, she was crying for the farmers' problem in India.
Yeah.
How can that girl ne kabhi Asia mein nahi aayi? Because my brothers are dying in India, I have a deep feeling for them. So kisi press ne pucha, madam, have you gone to India? No, I don't know where. And what is she doing? I can't think the problems Indian government is giving. I appeal to the world masses. Please help my brothers who are in India. She is 13 or 14 years old. So she runs with an association which is called as International Association के नाम बोलता. So these are all क्या बोलते हैं बेटी गंगा में हाथ धोने का अपना नाम को हर जगह पॉपुलर करने का.
But she is just a teenager.
But teenager तो क्या हो गया? Oh my God! In foreign country you don't know. A 9-year-old boy or girl can tell certain things which you and me cannot understand also. तो उनका common sense अपने से बहुत आगे रहता है. So that is why she got her name. But all of a sudden, Indian government really put a ban on such statement. कि ये लड़की कहाँ से आई है और ये क्या हमको बताना चाहती है. So when people countered her, she was totally clueless. But again, she was crying. Oh, government of India is doing very bad injustice. And she put her on that, her page, whatever page it was, and she was trying to get. As if the girl is coming to India and she has worked with Indian government. Correct? Let's see. We'll keep on talking world politics, but our chapters will be very
Set up in response to the nationalist movement, the commission was to look into functioning of the constitutional system in India and its needs. The problem was that the commission did not have a single Indian member. They were British. When the Simon Commission arrived in India in 19...
Underline, no single Indian member. Now, if I say no single Indian member, it's like I am forming a students' union. And you guys are very happy. But only retired teachers and principals are the members. Kiska union hai? Students' union. Or member? Retired teachers and principals. Will they understand our feeling? Oh, why not? That retired teachers was a student maybe 40 years before. And he or she will suggest you reforms. I want the students doesn't. वो 40 साल पहले उसका जो लाइफ था उसी के ऊपर वो लिखेगा ना. Correct? I can give you a practical example. One of the college students made the principal to understand the problems of these students. The students challenged the principal, you lead our life only for 2 days. Principal, 2 days, I am ready. The next day only that principal was pulled into a hostel room where that boys were living in. And the next morning they put him to a bus. The bus where the students catch and go to the college. And he was trying to catch a bus which was empty. No. भरा हुआ बस नहीं चढ़ने का. बोले मैं गिर जाएगा. वही तो हमारा लाइफ का स्ट्रगल है. And he was also doing that footboard. And he was on his way trembling. क्या होगा बेटा? हर रोज हम लोग ऐसे ही आते हैं. तो कितना चिल्लाता है यही तकलीफ है. And then he was fully sweating. And then he was trying to get into the class. नहीं, अभी हमको चाय पिला. हम चाय पिए हम लोग ना हॉस्टल में खाना नहीं खाया. because early morning breakfast nahi milta hai. And they need to go to the canteen. By the time they took the tea and get into the class, the teacher threw them out of the class. They go, you trouble hai hamara. Going back, they have to serve the dinner sharp 8. फिर वो बोला चलो हमारे साथ project दिया ना तुम, अभी हमारे साथ library में चलो. The 2 days of the student's life, the principal told, sorry, जो तकलीफ आपको कहता है आज मुझे समझ में आया, what is it? Correct. So if I'm saying that for British people are coming all the way from London to India, at least one member should be of an Indian. And his name was Sir Stafford Cripps. Sir John Simon. Stafford Cripps was a British man. And this John Simon is coming all the way from London as an appointee. You understand what is an appointee? He is going to get a fixed payment from the British government. He will come, he will tour around India, and he will make a big report. I have seen, I have met this girl, I have met this boy, or I have met this boy, and what is the trouble? And aap bolega jo beta, haan, ho gaya, I understand. Whatever she or whatever he is saying, I will write in my own interpretation. Because I haven't seen the life that you guys are facing. Correct? It's like interpretations are trouble. What is interpretation? What you are trying to convince me of, what I am taking and what I am going to give it to the government. Government will bring the reforms according to whose views? John Simon. So when John Simon came to India, everywhere he was welcomed by a black color flag written Simon go back. बेचारा वो समझ में भी नहीं आया मैं आ रहा और वेलकम कैसे करते है ना. It's like your principal taking wonderful program and he's coming into the mic. There is a dance program, singing program, and you guys are waiting. You are up here, and tomorrow principal. Well, dear students, I will take only 2 minutes of yours, and I will speak only 2 words. So, ladka, thank you. He will talk for next 15 to 20 minutes. I will not take your valuable time, but I want to bring the attention, the discipline of the students. यार उस दिन भी तो discipline, आज हमारा farewell day है ना? So we always believe the representation has to come from the people who are affected by it. Then whatever, they didn't say that all the 13 members should be Indian. At least one member should be an Indian who might tell them that these are the actual problems which are faced by us. Is it okay? So that is Simon Commission. Let's proceed.
When the Simon Commission arrived in India in 1928, it was greeted with the slogan, "Go back Simon." All parties, including the Congress and the Muslim League, participated in the demonstrations in an effort to win them over the Viceroy, Lord
Irwin. I means I-Y-E. I stands for what? India. इंडिया का अगर आप आई बोलता है, इरविन को आयरविन कैसे बोलेगा? कॉमन सेंस है.
Announced in October 1929.
Hey Chris, are you understanding what I'm explaining?
Yes, sir.
Confirm. Feel free to be a part of my class, although it is online. You know Madhav? Anyone from your school here? Which school are from Chris?
Sir, I live abroad. I live in UAE.
Oh, where are you coming from?
I live in UAE, like Dubai, but currently I'm here for like some vacation.
Oh, Abu Dhabi, is it?
No, Dubai.
Because I heard you are only the person. Good boy.
Yeah.
I heard yesterday in one of the branches. Which part of Dubai you say?
Al Nada one.
Definitely, I don't understand that. Al Umir, Al Fatir, kuch jagah hai. That's okay, good. So what time it is now? You're 2.5 hours behind us, is it?
1.5 hours behind.
1.5 hours. It's close to 6 now.
Yeah, 5:30, 5:45.
Okay, good. So welcome to India, man, from Dubai, is it? So you wear the traditional dress of the sheikhs, is it any time? Okay, good. Nice to see you. Good. Okay, man. Feel free. What's the name of your school? I heard it's a CBSE one. I have seen there. You are one.
It's Aaron High School.
Okay, good. Okay, be a part of it. I'll take care of you. Okay, don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. The DPS school bhi hai. You don't know, many Indian schools are in Abu Dhabi. Many. CBSE all over the world is same.
No, but like they have.
Everything is same. Are Indian schools, why she is opening mouth for a burger or a champion?
Sir, do they not have tuition?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Hey, you want to see some Indian students from here? They are eager to say hi to you. Say hi to them, Krish. Let me put Krish in a bigger screen. Are you able to see? Wait. Wait. Move band kar diya. Don't worry, he is not going to put your photo somewhere. Krish, I'll connect you later. Girls are trying to become girls here. Let's proceed.
Of dominant status for India in an unspecific future and a roundtable conference to discuss a future constitution. This did not satisfy the Congress needs.
Okay.
The radicals within the Congress, led by Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose, became more assertive. The liberals and moderates who were proposing a constitutional system within the framework of British dominance gradually lost their influence.
Okay. Now, when I am trying to say this CDM is going to bring some, skirmish between the moderates and the assertives. Who are assertives? Madhav to push them. Madhav, who are assertives, man?
Right.
We have three popular leaders. There were many. We have three popular leaders called Lal, Bhal, and Pa. Any idea, Krish?
La.
Very good. Say.
Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra
Lala Lajpat Rai. Second person,
Bipin Chandra Pal.
Bipin Chandra Pal. Wonderful. Who is saying? Oh, Krish. Good, intelligent boy.
Where you wrote it wrong. Chandrapal.
रुको तो सही है उसको बोल
Sir, कुछ history change कर दे sir.
नहीं the girls are trying for the not changing history.
पीछे
It is Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, Krish?
Oh yeah, my bad.
हाँ नहीं अगर तू दुबई से बोल रहा है तो मुझे लगा चलो दुबई में जाके उसका नाम चेंज करेगा ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ ना ठीक है गुड बॉय एंड देन Indian students pull up. Now this is Bipin Chandra Pal. I remember the whole day I was chanting the name of these persons in my school days. When my teacher told me, there are three leaders, Lal, Bhal, Pa. फिर किसी ने बोला गाल है नहीं गाल नहीं है लाल बाल पाली है ना लाला लजपत राय बाल गंगाधर तिलक बिपिन चंद्र पाल. In fact, we are going to understand Mr. Lala Lajpat Rai when Simon Commission comes to India, especially in Chandigarh, right? And he gets the beatings from the British police, and he was close to 70-year-old man, and his title was called as Shere Punjab. What is the meaning of Shere Punjab? Punjab ka Sher. He was so ferocious kind of a leader, very aggressive. So assertives are those leaders who do not believe in the works of the early nationalists. Who are early nationalists? Who believe in petition. And these are aggressive people. And what does aggression means? Taking one stone and hitting the head of the British government. No. Following some programs which might hamper them very quickly. So this Lala Lajpat Rai's role is going to come in which commission? Simon Commission. When we have, I'll show you a video also, maybe in the second lecture. Come on, carry on.
In December 1929, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Lahore Congress formalized the demand of Purna Swaraj. Underline
the word Lahore Congress. Purna Swaraj. Now people understand what is Swaraj. Self-rule, complete independence. India should be ruled by
Indians.
Was it so? No. Okay. Now then, if they are asking in Lahore session, they passed a resolution saying we demand Purna Swaraj from the British. But what is Purna Swaraj? Even after the second roundtable conference, Gandhiji went to London to attend. But when he returned, the Purna Swaraj was not given. They only gave Dominion status. What is Dominion status? More Indian members into the Legislative Assembly. But final control in the hands of whom? British. So British did not keep up to the promise. So Gandhiji was very much angry with that. Now then he launches a program which we call as Quit India. and then he chants the slogan, or not the slogan, a mantra. What is that mantra? Do or die. Do or die. What is that do or die? हमारा बच्चा बोलते कल मैथ पेपर है तो do or die.
सर करो या मरो.
कल है हो गया ठीक है. तो मैंने पूछा do or die का मतलब क्या है? अगर प्रोफेसर ने मार्क्स नहीं दिया ना die. Do क्या है? मैंने अपने तरीके से a+b the whole square लिखा है. But if he cuts any marks, then प्रोफेसर के केयर नहीं. मतलब ऐसे नहीं. ठीक है सर आप बोलते तो जाने दो जिंदा छोड़ूंगा पर सिर्फ एक ही हाथ रहेगा. मतलब कौन सा हाथ? जिस हाथ से बेचारा करेक्शन करता है. So Gandhiji, when raised a slogan called "Do or Die," he told to the common people of India, "Now this is the time we have to push the British. Final goodbye." Are you understanding? So this is what we are trying to read. Final goodbye. Carry on.
It was declared that 26th January 1930 would be celebrated as the Independence Day.
Underline this date, 26 January 19. Now, when you remember that enactment of Indian Constitution, it was done in the month of November only. They purposely put the date to 26 Jan. Why? Because this is the date Lahore session ने क्या पास किया था? पूर्ण स्वराज. Are you understanding what is पूर्ण स्वराज? Indians INC ने पास किया था लाहौर सेशन में पूर्ण स्वराज. To make this day as the historical day, all the November में अपना constitution खत्म हो गया, but they put it to 26 January 1950. Correct? So अभी 1949 में कौन? This girl is away. Carry on. Wait. Sorry. Wait.
It was declared that 26 January 1930 would be celebrated as the Independence Day when people were to take a pledge to struggle for complete independence. But this celebration attracted very little attention. So Mahatma Gandhi had to find a way to relate this abstract idea of freedom.
Underline the word abstract idea. Now, if I ask you guys, what is the meaning of the word abstract? Which is not reality. Which is not reality. अभी हम लोग बोलते हैं कि virtual reality है. What is virtual reality? Now we have a big soda-like glass which is wooden. Now you can get into the Jurassic Park sitting at your home only, है ना? And in between Jurassic Park बच्चे ने जोर से चिल्लाया, मम्मी पॉपकॉर्न. बोले नहीं बेटा वो Jurassic Park में नहीं मिलता क्योंकि मम्मी was also wearing a VR virtual reality. As if you want to get into a Formula 1 race car. Have you know what is Formula 1? हम लोग बोलते हैं डैड डालो सर गियर. किधर गियर? मैं तो मारुति सुजुकी चला रहा. चलेगा मैं Formula 1 चला रहा. So the virtual reality brings you to the world which you and me cannot get in. So what is that virtual reality? Is it reality or is it abstract? It is abstract, but it will take you as if you are getting into that. Correct? So Gandhiji said, although many people did not understand what is Purna Swaraj, let us bring that abstract idea into reality. Okay, next.
For the independence.
Now you can write small paragraph which I am going to give towards civil disobedience. Then I'll give you a detailed notes on Salt Satyagraha, Gandhi March. Hey Krish, you know my name, is it?
I don't know.
Alagesh. A for America. L for London, A for America. G for Greenland. Yesterday only I heard your name that one student got from Dubai, is it Dubai or whatever it is. Okay, now put the heading towards civil disobedience movement. Already given, so continue the heading. Mahatma Gandhi's ultimatum to the British government. Ultimatum, legal warning to the British government regarding the independence was confronted with. What is confronted? Given.
Can you repeat the line?
Correct. Confronted with false promises. Who gave it? The Britishers, correct? And several commissions. So which commission now we are going to study? Very good. Who was the head of the Simon Commission?
John Simon.
His name was Sir John. Sir was already because he got a title. Sir John Simon. You write there? No need to write. Next point. CDM, that is civil disobedience movement. Was an effective program through which Gandhiji planned to bring about a drastic impact. Hyphen overall revenue of the British government.
Sir, what is after revenue of the British?
British government, full stop. After that, full stop.
Could you repeat the second one?
Overall revenue of the British government. Good. I say Ncm. You don't pick up. Let's see. You don't get up. Get up. How she answer. How actively she is throwing away the.
I didn't do that.
Next person. Next point. British government during this time. Next point. British government during this time planned for a planned for a commission to be sent to India. Commission. Underline the word commission. In response to the nationalist movement, to be sent to India in response to the nationalist movement, and suggest some changes to the nationalist movement and suggest some changes. Underline the word response to the nationalist movement and changes. Next, a new government in Britain. Hyphen Troy. What's his full name? Sorry, Troy करके movie. Tory government sent the commission under the leadership of Sir John Simon. Sent a commission under the leadership of write his full name, Sir John Simon. Government of London has given them written title. Sir John Simon. Next point. He arrived in India in 1928. With no Indian members in his team. With no Indian member in his team. Hyphen. So No Indian member in a scheme, so treated with. Made up. How beautifully she says. What did I say? Treated with open double inverted comma. Simon, go back. Treated with. Treated with Simon, go back. There is some problem with us.
No, sir, even greeted it.
That's why I should say. Oh my God. Treated with Simon, go back. You can write greeted also. That's wonderful. But take it. Okay, now what I will give, put the heading, before the heading, write down the dates, when was civil disobedience passed, neither in the textbook nor in the volume they have given. CDM was implemented. CDM was implemented with the infamous Dandy March. CDM was implemented with the infamous Dandy March. Dandy. It is D for I can't say dog. Dandy. Dandy March. Dandy March. On 12th March 1930. On 12th March 1930. 1930. Second point. It began from the Sabarmati Ashram. You want me to write that spelling? Okay. From Sabarmati Ashram, along with 78 followers. 78 followers. Towards a coastal town of Gujarat. Towards the coastal town of Gujarat, Dandi. So it's perfect time to give you a 5 minutes break. We can come back and continue the Dandy March. Okay. So if you want, you can put the next heading and keep Dandy March. Thank you. Rejoin, Krish. Krish only, na? After 5 minutes break. Same route.